Okay.
And basically a lot of people gaining knowledge on what's going on and what they can look for with the transparency going into 2025 with us.
Yeah, and the thing is as we're growing and we're still continuously grow rapidly, is we have a lot more people involved, and I know it's hard for you and or I to reach all these people, but obviously with the podcast and bringing different people on, the Manias and the Brandon Murrays and the Murray Williams and the Trays and everybody on, or Rachel, or as all these people come on and they're in different parts of the country. And we have a lot of short porch people, unfortunately, that you haven't met that I need to, that might be some really cool for you to get on and hear stuff that, maybe talk about stuff we normally don't talk about. So that'd be really cool too. So,
yeah, that would be,
yeah.
Going forward in the future, definitely.
And I'll tell you another thing that we were going to do, and just to let everybody know that me and you hadn't talked about, but I know you'll be a big advocate of, is Leslie's family owns Immediate Med in Myrtle Beach, right there, close, not far from where everybody plays senior ball. And we thought maybe we'd bring on those guys from the Immediate Med, a friend of ours who's a nurse practitioner, and talk about some health and nutrition with seniors and stuff with you on one night too, if that would be, I thought that would be cool.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of, that would be amazing, because I think if we did that and just ask a lot of questions or get a lot of questions up and ask them, because I think the problem with a lot of seniors out there is they don't go to the doc, and they have little things that they need to know about, or little things like I talked today earlier to a senior about BPC 157, or I talked about healing. There was something I was going to talk about on this podcast, but I'll leave it to the next one on HGH or TRT, that somebody was asking seniors about, and just get them well educated, where it's just not me talking. And a lot of these, they want questions, or they want to talk to somebody that has that information or that knowledge, and to better spread it. Not just about, and we talked about this, Jeff, is when we talked about this a few months ago, you wanted to go in that direction where it would talk about health and nutrition and how to eat and what not to eat and all this other stuff, not only with the balls and the bats, but have a hub like a lot of seniors would actually come to and get knowledge out of. And this is basically headed in that same direction that you talked about.
Yeah. And there's a wide range. I think you probably watched us talk about just restaurants of places to go where some of the tournaments were that we had been. And, in the same way, everything doesn't have to be about the bats. It's softball in general and travel softball, and a lot goes into that. And I think you've always touched on that. And we just want to be conscious of what all goes into travel softball, whether it's hotels or food or health. And we think bringing on Daryl Valentine, and we hadn't even talked to him about it, but I promise you, he'll come on with us. So we think bringing him on and talking about some of this stuff. And my opinion on some of the health stuff is too, sometimes you have minor stuff going on that could be quick fixes, and people don't go get seen. And just to get away from the more serious stuff, it could be something that could be really simple, really simple. And if we could help, a few people out there improve, their health a little bit as they, go through the season, that would be really cool.
I've always said, Jeff, if we can help one person, then we're already successful, in helping seniors actually get their quality of life back. So if you can change one or two things to get your quality of life back on just anything that you're consuming, or any kind of test that you can get done, or what vitamin you're lacking in, and get your quality of life back, or get your mental health back, where you're forgetting a lot of things, because us seniors, when they get into that, we do forget a lot of things too, or we have short-term memory loss. These little things like that could be a quick fix on a vitamin or a mineral or TRT or anything like that, but you still got to get tested to find out what it is. So I think that would be great for a lot of seniors out there. And
yeah,
then,
absolutely.
DI was, it wasn't DI, but it was Ron was talking about, going into this. We talked about this earlier, is these hitting clinics, going into next year, and I think me and you talked about going to the villages and doing something there where
Yeah, absolutely.
Short Porch would be there, because I know we do have a great following with the villages, on a lot of those people there. And I have talked to a few people from that area too, where they said, come on down, they'll get it cleared, and we just come on down there and start talking to them about, just having clinics. We're just talking to people about health and nutrition and working out, and get a lot, like Ron just said, he's in on doing that, and get a lot of our guys, our signature guys, our factory hitters. I know Clem Murray, Charlie Mueller, whenever he gets his knees back, would actually make that trip to go down there. You got Trey. Trey definitely would go down there. And y'all guys did a shout out to them yesterday about them being a part of going down to Florida and hanging out. And I think that would be great for everybody too.
Absolutely. And I know, yeah, Trey and Clem is supposed to make a visit here. And at some point, I guess Leslie had talked to Trey about it. And they definitely need to come to Short Porch and see the stuff. And I know you're going to be here for the TOC. And, I know we're going to be getting a field ahead of the TOC, because Alan, I believe he runs one set of the fields, maybe, or oversees them. And maybe two. I'm not even sure what Alan's got going on there, but we have access to fields. Obviously, Alan has access to fields. He hits all the time down there in the Gulf Coast. So we might can jump on the field and do our first ever one and see how well it goes and make improvements from there. It's not something I would know about. You would know a lot more about that than me, so I'm not going to speak to that. As far as setting it up, I'm not going to talk.
Alan said he's got 2 parks now.
I guess.
So he would be the guy. When we go down there, we talk to him and get everybody down there, get everybody together, and just start doing a lot of video, man. I'm big into that video knowledge. Video's knowledge, man. Yeah. I mean, I've always said this, where you get a lot of people gaining knowledge just by hearing us talk about different things, and then taking it with a grain of salt and apply it. If it works for you, then go ahead. Yeah.
Everybody's body types are different, swings are different, and believe it or not, the best hitting guru guy I know of any Short Porch people is the biggest. But he was a baseball hitting coach, so just because he's the biggest guy, don't take it out of context, because you would think he just hit because he's big. But Brandon Murray is a hitting guru. He was a hitting coach. So when some people can look at people hitting, and they might not even be that good a hitter. They may be a better coach than they are a hitter. I was a coach for a long time, a pitching coach, and yeah, I pitched back in the day, but I like to think I was a better coach than I ever was an actual pitcher, because you can see things. Well, Brandon can see things. Christian has a lot of that. Christian swing is crazy, but he was a hitting coach in baseball. So when you're hitting, he can pick up things. Yeah. And so it don't necessarily mean your swing or your swings like that person, but can you look at people when they hit and talk to them about what's going on? Because I'll tell you, sometimes when I'm hitting, I don't know what's going on or how I'm messing up, and then Christian will say, hey man, it's this, and I'm like, oh crap, you're right. Make a minor adjustment, a quick in-game adjustment sometimes. And Brandon Murray's really good at that too. And so, I know we have people, is what I'm saying, who can look at guys and help them out when it comes to their swings also,
And you need that when you're going to run these clinics. And I know we have a great group of guys that would talk to, and then that would give their input when it's out there. But definitely we need to put that into 2025 going forward on what we're going to do next year, because I think that will benefit a lot of people, just talking to them. And even when you get into that health and nutritional part, what to eat when you're playing ball. Because I know Brandon Murray, I watched him whenever he was in Vegas, and he ate, he didn't eat stupid shit. He ate really good stuff. And
Brandon, and I'll say this too, and I'm bad. I'm bad about going to lunch, having 2 beers, and then going to dinner later on and having 2 more beers. It's not like I have 7, but and it's not great for you, obviously. But Brandon doesn't drink. He doesn't drink at all. I noticed you don't ever. I've never seen either one of you have a drink, and y'all are two of the best ball players I've ever met at y'all's age. So, I know y'all take health, and I'm not saying drinking is because of alcohol. I'm saying it's because y'all take health serious. And y'all take everything around that serious. So, yeah, and I commend all you guys who put the work in and the time to not just not just go out there and play, but to go out there and play at the highest level. Because